The rain has no memory. It falls today as it fell yesterday, and the day before. A relentless grey sheet that erases the horizon and turns the rich earth to slurry. For this clan of Homo habilis, the small rock overhang that has been home for generations is now a cage, its entrance a weeping curtain of water. Inside, the air is thick with the smell of damp fur, stale fear, and the smoky ghost of a fire long since drowned. 13 of them remain, huddled together in the chill, their world shrinking with every drop. The alpha male, his brow a heavy shield of bone, stares out at the rising water, his knuckles white where he grips a crude old owen chopper. It is a tool for butchering, for smashing bone, but against the patient hunger of the flood, it is just a heavy stone. This is a profound moment in hominid history, a story of survival being written a drop at a time, nearly 2 million years ago. The river, their lifeblood, the giver of fish and reeds, the highway for thirsty game, is now a brown, churning monster. It has swallowed the acacia scrub on the far bank, then the familiar cluster of granite boulders where the juveniles played. Now, it licks at the base of their own promontory. The old female, her face a roadmap of scars and seasons, watches not the river, but a line of dark moss on the cave wall. Every few hours, she touches it, her long fingers tracing the slow, upward creep of the damp, her mind. A flickering candle in the immense darkness of prehistory is performing a calculation of terrible significance. She is measuring their doom. Food is a memory. The last of the scavenged antelope marrow was shared 2 days ago. The bones smashed to splinters and gnawed clean. My younger female, her own belly concave with hunger, rocks a whimpering infant, trying to soothe it with a rhythmic grunt that is older than language. There is no individual thought of hoarding, of selfish survival. The group is the organism, and its hunger is a single, gnawing ache. This is the brutal calculus of prehistoric life. The hard choice is not yet upon them, but it gathers shape in the shadows. The mortar rises. The shelter, their only known sanctuary in a world of tooth and claw, is becoming a tomb. The foresight of the old female flickers into action. She emits a sharp call, pointing with her chin not at the water, but up, toward the treacherous, rain-licked cliffs behind the cave. It is an order without words: find a way out, or we will be buried by the sky. The escape is a vertical nightmare. The cliff behind the cave is a series of greasy ledges and crumbling handholds, a challenge for a dry season, a death trap in the deluge. But the water is a patient executioner, and the only way is up. The alpha male goes first, his powerful shoulders finding leverage, his bare feet seeking purchase on stone slick with algae. He does not look down. One by one, they follow, a chain of desperation linked by grunts of encouragement and the helping grip of a hand. A young male braces himself to push the old female upward. The mother with the infant shimmies through a narrow cleft, the child clutched tight to her chest, its wide eyes reflecting the grey, unforgiving sky. This is human evolution, not as a grand march, but as a terrified scramble up a wall of mud and rock. Below them, the river finally claims their home, a gurgling surge of brown water filling the void, erasing their scent, their history, everything. From the top of the ridge, the world is broken. Their valley is gone, replaced by an endless, churning lake. Only the crowns of the tallest trees remain, skeletal fingers reaching for more watery grave. The scale of the devastation is a concept their minds can barely hold. There is no map for this new world. Survival is now a series of panicked improvisations, led by the old females uttering scents of the high ground. They begin a forced march along the spine of the ridge. The rain has lessened to a spitting drizzle, but the wind is a physical blow, stealing what little warmth their bodies possess. Hunger is a constant, cold companion, a hollow space in the center of their being. Every shadow in the mist is a potential threat. Every gust of wind sounds like the padded footfall of a predator. These are early humans pushed to the absolute limit, their social bonds the only thing holding them together. They find their passage blocked. A new river, a violent torrent born of the flood, has carved the ridge in two. The gap is 20 feet of churning, impassable water. They are trapped. Despair begins to settle. A cold weight heavier than the rain. Then, a juvenile, his eyes sharper, points downstream, wedged between the two cliffs. Is a bridge. It is the colossal, bloated carcass of a D another IUN, one of the great Pleistocene megafauna that has washed down from the highlands and snagged its immense back, creating a slick, gruesome walkway. It is a gift from the indifferent cruelty of the flood, but the scent of so much death has traveled on the wind. As they approach, a low growl freezes them in place. On the far side, crouched behind a rock, is a Dinophallus, a saber-toed cat built for ambush. It too is starving, its ribs stark beneath its wet, spotted coat. It is not guarding the carcass. It is waiting for weaker, more desperate scavengers to come to it. It is waiting for them. The choice is absolute: starve on this side, or cross the bridge of bone and face the waiting teeth. The alpha male understands. This is a moment for more than brute strength. It's an intelligence sport. He picks up a heavy, fist's eyes drop. The altruism point and emotional turning point are one and the same. He won't fight the cat. He will bargain for time. With a guttural roar that tears from his throat, the sound of pure defiance, he hurls the rock not at the cat, but at the cliff face far to its left. The sharp crack of stone on stone makes the predator flinch, its head snapping toward the sound for a single, vital second. Now his roar communicates. As the clan scrambles onto the slippery, rotting hide of the dead giant, he stands his ground, a second rock in his hand, his body a shield for the mother and child, for the future. He is the focus of the cat's gold. Yellow-eyed fury, a single, fragile ancestor buying a few precious heartbeats for his people. He does not follow the clan. He is one last defiant roar, a sound swallowed by the predator's snarling victory in the thunder of the flood. They do not look back. To look back is to die. They scramble across the slick, heaving bridge of flesh, the stench of decay thick in their nostrils, the unstable footing threatening to pitch them into the churning water below. The mother shields the infant's face with her body, her knuckles bleeding as she claws for purchase on the dead creature's hide. They collapse on the far side, a heap of shivering, gasping bodies, their leader's final act having purchased their lives. The cost of survival is paid in full. The old female is the first to rise. There is no time for grief. Grief is a luxury for a species that has conquered its environment. These ancient humans have not. She scans the horizon, her internal, cognitive map orienting itself in this strange, drowned world. She knows this ridge, though she has never stood upon it. She has seen it from across the valley her entire life. She knows where it leads. Her authority is now absolute, born of age and the terrible proof of her wisdom. She forces them to their feet with sharp commands, herding them away from the river's edge and the lingering predator, pushing them higher. The journey is a silent, stumbling procession of ghosts. They are outwilled. Each step is an effort of will. The primal fear is no longer of the tooth and claw that waits in the shadows, but of the emptiness within. The clan, this living organism, has lost a vital piece of itself, and the wound is still raw. They find shelter as dusk bleeds across the sky, a shallow cleft in a rock outcropping, not as deep as their lost home, but defensible, with a commanding view of the desolation below. It is a sterile, alien place, holding no memory of their ancestors. For a day, they simply exist, huddled together, the shock giving way to a profound, communal light. But survival's engine is necessity. A young male, the one who helped the old female on the cliff, rises. He had watched the alpha for years, observing the patient, deliberate process of turning stone into an extension of will. He walks to the base of the cliff and searches, his eyes scanning for the right kind of rock, the kind that holds an edge. He returns with a chert nodule, smooth and heavy in his palm. He finds another, hard stone to use as a hammer. Sitting at the mouth of the new cave, he begins to work. The sharp clack of stone is a sound of rebirth. It is the first beat of a new heart for the clan. This is the dawn of lithic technology in this new home. A skill passed not by language, but by imitation, a legacy of their lost leader. Seeing him, another male rises and begins to gather damp wood, arranging it in a pile with the desperate hope that the sun will one day return. The work becomes a balm for their grief. They are human ancestors, defined not by their weakness in the face of nature, but by their stubborn refusal to surrender. They have reached the high ground. It is scarred, and so are they, but it is a start. The waters will eventually recede. The valley will heal, sprouting new life from the nutrient-rich silt. The bones of the D and other IUM and the saber-tooth head cat will be buried, pressed into the earth to become questions for a future discipline called anthropology. But for the 12 survivors in their cliffside hollow, the world is forever changed. The river is no longer just a source of life. It is a god that can demand a blood price. The high ground is no longer just all and more. It is a sanctuary earned through loss. The young male's stone chopper is not just a tool. It is a promise, an inheritance. Every choice they made, to climb, to cross the bridge of bone, to begin again, was a thread woven into the tapestry of our own becoming. They did not know they were fighting for the future of a species. They were just fighting for the next sunrise. Their struggle, their sacrifice, and their quiet, grim determination to hammer a new age from a stone is the foundational truth of our existence. How much of their ghost still lies in our own blood, stirring when we face a force we cannot defeat, only endure. The river recedes, but the memory it carved remains. In the quiet places of the earth, stone still holds the echo of the first hard choice. But fire brings its own kind of darkness,